There was a family of 11 that was rescued from a closed Phoenix hiking trail on South Mountain. And this happened over the weekend. Was it Sunday that this happened?
I believe it was Sunday.
They were out hiking. They started around 10 o'clock in the morning, and about noon, they started to run into problems. And family of 11, 6 kids, 5 adults, and they ended up needing to be rescued off the trail. And several times to me, off the air and then on the air, you mentioned to me, Gayle, why weren't they cited? They should be cited. And
that's what I get for airing my grievances.
But hey, I don't think you were wrong, though. I mean, the trail was clearly marked closed. There were signs, and they ended up, ignoring the signs, or maybe they didn't see them somehow, and they went hiking and they had to be rescued, and they could have been cited, but now we know that they're not going to be cited, even though city code prohibits entering park areas closed to public use, and doing so could leave you subject to a Class 1 misdemeanor and subject to fines and community service hours. And why are they not going to be cited?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of left a little bit ambiguous. Like what the story says as I read through it basically says they say that safety is what matters the most, is what City of Phoenix says. Not fines is the top priority when residents and visitors call for help. Their statement says, during yesterday's South Mountain incident, no citations were issued at the time. The city's focus was on the health and safety of the individuals at risk, according to the statement. And while the city retains the authority to cite individuals for entering a park or trail that's closed, health and safety is the priority during any kind of emergency rescue. And their objective is to get people safely off the mountain and connected to medical care as soon as they possibly can.
All right. Now, think about this. Shanisa Taylor, remember her?
I do.
She was a job applicant, and she couldn't find... She needed somebody to watch her kids. Didn't have anybody to watch her kids. But this woman wanted to work, so she left her kids in the car, which my mom used to do to me all the time.
Really?
Okay. Oh, I got left in the car all the time while my mom would go inside and do, because I didn't want to go in or whatever. And she ended up getting probation. Mm-hmm. But she wasn't taking them like they were in her car, and this was in April. Mm-hmm. This was on an extreme heat day.
Yeah, I think it was 107 degrees at the time, they said.
Yes.
Right around noon?
Yes. What's the difference? Why was she charged and not this family? I just want to know, what is the difference? What makes what she did more of an infraction than what these parents did?
What City of Phoenix says is they don't ever want anybody to be deterred from calling for help out of concern for receiving a citation. They say if you're in distress, make sure to call 911 immediately, because safety is what matters most. But what leaves me confused on it is, so if you or I decide to go for a hike today, does that mean we're not going to be cited too? Or is it, hey, we put out that warning and we said, hey, don't do this, so now the people who go will be? Or is it, was this family told, hey, if you do this again, you're going to be cited? Like, does everybody kind of get a freebie? Or are they putting out the warning now, and if you go out and do it now, you will be cited?
You know, I really understand wanting to have a mercy with justice. I believe in that. I believe in a merciful God. So I believe people deserve mercy.
Okay.
But I want to know what the difference is between somebody who's trying to get a job and leaves her kids in the car and this family.
Oh, well, one was hiking, one's in the car, I guess is the easy difference. But I see what you're saying.
But they were hiking outdoors
107.
with young kids on an extreme heat day on a trail that was closed.
So if someone else gets cited, do you think that's good, or do you think that that's not fair?
I'm just calling fairness into this, because I think I really felt bad for that single mom. I wish she had somebody she could call. I wish there was some place she could go, because she wasn't trying to be on welfare. She was trying to work.
Right.
She was trying to get a job. And now, look at her trying to get a job now. We all know who she is because, you know, somebody applies, you Google them. But then you have this family. We don't even know their names. But we know her name.
Well, do you want to know the family's names? I mean,
No, I don't. Actually, I don't. I don't want to know this woman's name. I wish I didn't know Shanice's. I wish she had been shown the same kind of mercy.
So really, it's more about you want more people to be shown mercy as opposed to more people cited?
No, if you're going to have a law where you're going to selectively prosecute people, it needs to apply evenly across the board. Now, her incident was in Scottsdale, and she left the kids in the car.
So how does...
some people are saying that's apples to oranges, but I think being where they were on that trail was more dangerous because those kids got sick. This woman's kids didn't get sick.
And that's the challenge, though, is if you and I both go ripping out of here at KTAR in about an hour and we're on the 51, I could get cited, you could get away with it, or vice versa. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of selective enforcement.
Thanks for watching The Chris and Joe Show. Click to see more from Chris and Joe and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.